vanished without a trace. Did the Buffalo Police Department overlook Jaylen Griffin case? On August 4, 2020, 12 years old Jaylen Griffin went to the corner store and never returned home. Jaylen's mom Joanne knew something was wrong when Jaylen never returned home. Joanne contacted the police department immediately, but she was told it was too early to report Jaylen missing. Since it hadn't been 48 hours yet, it was too early to label him as a missing person. They asked her, did he run away? Joanne knew it was not in her son's character just to run away from home. Joanne got worried and started to call around to see if anyone have seen Jaylen at the corner store on Broadway. With no sign of Jaylen, on August 6th, Joanne contacted the Buffalo Police Department to file a missing report, since it have been 2 days since the disappearance of Jaylen. The Buffalo Police Department told her it's nothing they can do. Joanne got upset and stated if Jaylen was white, his case would have been handled differently. Joanne was sad. Her only hope in finding her son was through Facebook and the community. She was desperately praying and hoping Jaylen would return home. On September 8, 2020, Joanne received a tip stating that Jaylen was located in a house similar to this. Joanne shared the photo on her page. She asked, can anyone check the house out, since her support team was busy. A few months went by. Still no sign of Jaylen. Police officer didn't have any leads in Jaylen case. Jaylen case went cold, but Joanne never lost hope. Tragedy struck the family again. In November of 2020, Jaylen's oldest brother, Jaquan, was murdered in broad daylight in front of his home. Now Joanne is left to grieve over her son and pray that Jaylen returns. Joanne never lost hope. She kept her faith and was very cooperative with police officials and the news press.
People calling me, telling me, give me money, we get your son back. I got people calling me, telling me my son is dead. People calling me, my son is all over the place. Like, frustrated is not the word. It's like, ugh.
Sadly, Joanne passed away in September of 2023. Her family said she died from a broken heart. No justice for Jaquan's death. And she never knew what really happened to Jaylen. Joanne fought hard to find out what happened to Jaylen on the day of his disappearance. Unfortunately, she never lived to find justice for both of her boys. In April of 2024, Jaylen's lifeless body was found in an abandoned house up in the attic 5 miles away from his home. During the time of Jaylen's disappearance, the house was occupied. Police officers were called out to the house on numerous occasions from neighbors' complaints. Jaylen's father is very upset that it took up to 4 years to find his son, knowing his son was only 5 miles away from home.
His home in recent years as transitional, ever since it was damaged by a fire 8 years ago, and they tell us tenants since then have included recent parolees, sex offenders, and people with mental disabilities. None of them said, however, that they'd ever seen someone matching Jaylen's description of the home, even though they describe it as a place where people known and unknown to them could be seen.
The family of Jaylen Griffin is grateful that his body was found, and now they can put him to rest. Jaylen was kidnapped from the store that he was last seen at and was taken to this house, which was 5 miles from his home. The New York Buffalo Police Department did not take Jaylen case as a priority. They treated Jaylen case as a runaway person, not as a missing person case. If parolees, registered sex offenders, and people with mental problems is living in 10 miles radius from a missing child case, that home should have been the first place searched.
Lived with people praying for the one he should have lived.
It means a lot. I mean, it's been a long journey, confirmation. We still haven't got to the closure part yet. We need to find the culprit who's responsible for my son's death. But this right here, it eases pain up a lot.